We got some breaking news, Donnie.
Oh, is it Bay Area related?
It can be. I'm going to make the parallel. Is it worthy of the Sounder Spadona? Nah.
No Sounder.
Okay. Tua, Steiny has signed a new deal, 4 years for $212 million. And I bring that up only to see how that affects Brock Purdy. The dude's done nothing, especially in the postseason.
Oh, boy.
And Brock Purdy.
Well, then why did they pay him if he's done nothing?
That's their guy.
Oh.
Okay. There might be different stuff.
Yeah, just acknowledge it. That's a little strong. He's done nothing.
In the playoffs, he's fallen off.
Most young players
I'm
fall
standing
off
on that heel,
in the
Steiny.
playoffs. Brock Purdy fell off in the playoffs.
This is 53 per.
Oh.
So Brock is going to get this at minimum. Well, if Kyle is like, I can go make another Brock. That's my point. Brock Purdy's got to do NFC Championship first time when they threw him in the fire. Follow that up minutes away from a Super Bowl.
We know
I just don't. A pretty good year this year, playoff winner 2.
Right.
You're getting 60, 65. That's just the market. Unless you're right about Kyle saying, hey, hold on, we love you, but I can go find somebody and get the same results. That's all.
Yeah, but that's
a lot of chicken for Tua.
This is where, Purdy's gonna get 65. I don't know.
Even after a good year, I'm giving him that good year. It looks all like.
Kuminga's gonna get paid. Is he?
Well, I know it's two different sports, but we both can look each other in the eyes, Donnie, and say Kuminga hasn't had the impact that Brock Purdy has playing the most important position in sports. And that's why I do wonder, I can't wait. I got my popcorn ready, how big of a season this is going to be for Brock. But damn, Steiny, he's built some equity in regard to, you've already seen me, guys. I didn't cost us the Super Bowl. I know you're going to say you didn't win it. But good Lord, I got knocked out of the previous NFC Championship game. I just don't see how Jordan Love holding out. By the time I see you when you get back, he'll probably be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. He doesn't have the credentials thus far that Brock Purdy has.
No, he doesn't. But maybe Miami thinks he's got a bigger upside than Brock Purdy has. Do we know what Kyle Shanahan thinks about Brock Purdy's upside? We don't know. So
can we take a stab at, from what we've seen with our naked eye, what more there is?
He's got to have another good year. That's how you become a really good quarterback, is you have good year, then another good year, then another good year. Listen, I'm not saying Brock Purdy's not going to be here. I'm going to say this for the next year, and that is, I got to see him get paid before
But you can understand if somebody went to the counter betting, I think Brock's not going to fall off, especially under the tutelage of Kyle.
Well, let me ask you this. If I said right now, all right, you have to bet $1,000.
Okay.
You have to.
Yeah.
Will Purdy get $65 million a year next year?
I believe so.
Okay, and I would not want to make that bet under any circumstances, but I think I would say no, he won't. I don't know why. Here's what I guess I would say is,
I would make that.
Okay, how about this? When Brock Purdy signs his deal, right now, would you bet $1,000 that he will become the highest paid quarterback at the time of his signing?
I do believe.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My answer is, you didn't ask, Donnie, my answer is also predicated on the Niners not even winning the Super Bowl. If Brock gets them to the championship game and looks like Brock, and it's like Brock is two people to me, Steiny. That's how much I think of Kyle Shanahan. What he's done with Jimmy multiple seasons when Jimmy was able to be, stay healthy. So I just don't see that fall off. But if it were to happen, then but I would lose the bet. I just don't think it will, partner.
Did we ever see? So Jimmy Garoppolo gets to the Niners. They win 5 straight games. He comes back the following year. I think that's when he got hurt, right? Early in the season. Right. Okay, then he comes back the next year. They go all the way to the Super Bowl. They lose to Kansas City. At that moment, did any of us see Jimmy Garoppolo falling off? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, I think we all at that point were like, oh, boy, he wasn't terrible, but he'll be better next year. Well, he wasn't.
And I know, you know what?
He wasn't.
I don't need to lie. I didn't see it, the fall off, but let's put the rat on the table. Brought to you by ATCO. A lot of Jimmy losing his job was his unreliability.
True.
And I think that gets lost a lot. I mean, he couldn't stay healthy.
And that's why that's why I would bet no. Because I don't know. I mean, the first thing Brock Purdy's going to have to do is play. He's going to have to be healthy all season again. Anything can happen in the NFL. Quarterbacks go down all the time. He goes down for 2 months.
Or what if McCaffrey or Debo's out? But what fascinates me real quick, Steiny, because you brought this up Wednesday, and I can't tell you you're wrong. But from a financial standpoint, do you really feel like Kyle, with another good season from Purdy, just from the money standpoint, would feel uncomfortable paying a guy 60 or 65 if that were the number? Feeling like I could go get another Steiny and I'm so great I can make him do what you did? That's what I find hard to believe.
I mean,
that's got to be taxing though, right?
Well, I'll tell you what's taxing is paying $65 million for a quarterback if you don't, in your heart of hearts, fully believe he's a $65 million quarterback. And I don't know that Kyle does or doesn't.
Well, a trip to the Super Bowl would kind of guarantee. You would think that would be enough. You would think NFC Championship would be enough.
Let me ask you this, and I'm serious about this. If I'm Kyle Shanahan, and I don't even care what happens this upcoming year, but Purdy's looking, Purdy wants 65. Why wouldn't the San Francisco 49ers simply say the following? That's too much. Why? I'm one of the best. Because we are a running football team. We just didn't pay Brandon Ayuk because we are a running football team. And unfortunately, we're not going to make you the highest paid quarterback, or we can't make you the highest paid quarterback because we don't throw it like Burrow. And we don't throw it like Rodgers, and we don't throw it like Herbert and like Mahomes.
What if my rebuttal is it's the market?
That's where it gets interesting, because that's where I disagree with you. I would not, I'm not going to pay a guy the going rate just because it's the going rate if I don't think he's as good. And the other thing is, let's say Kyle Shanahan doesn't think much of Tua. I don't think Tua's very good. Okay, Miami just paid him 50. Well, it's the going rate, Kyle. I mean, look, Tua's getting 50. Yeah, and I would have never paid him 50. And just because he makes 50, I can't give Brock 58 because I don't think he's worth 50 in Miami. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but no, I do. But that's got to. Kyle grew up in the game, watching his dad do it, Steiny. I just got to believe you could play that card, but how many times has that card actually played? Because I look at Jaylen Brown.
Well,
he's one of the highest, if not the...
Aren't the Cowboys playing that game with Dak right now?
Well, they already paid Dak when his foot was facing the wrong direction. So to me, Dak didn't earn that contract. They gave it to him. There was pressure. There was social injustice going on and all type of stuff. They paid Dak. He still hadn't got him to a championship game. So to me, Dak has already got the BOD, the benefit of the doubt. My thing to you is, what other mechanic or metric do you look at if you're Kyle to say, you know what, Brock, I don't think you're that good? I mean, is it how strong your arm is? Because if I'm his agent, I'm like, dude, on paper, this man is, nobody's winning more than him except Mahomes. What's taking so long? Like, why wouldn't you think I wasn't your guy?
Because Kyle Shanahan was talking the other day about the 49ers, and he brought up the fact that every single game last year and every single game this season, they're favored to win.
He did say that.
Which means somebody thinks the 49ers have the best roster in pro football. Okay? That means, to me, that quarterback is one of the positions wide receiver, line, all adds up to this is the best personnel of any team in the league. That's why we're just not, that's why we're not going to pay him $70 million or $60 million, because the minute we pay him, we may not have the best roster in the NFL, because we're going to have to get rid of some guys that play other positions. And then, look, Kyle Shanahan might say, look, we're paying Brock, and we know it's going to cost us A, B, and C, but we feel like Brock's so good that we'll make up for A, B, and C as best we can, and we'll still be pretty darn good. Or they might say, let's not pay Brock 65. Let's pay everybody else and see if there's anybody else out there we could get under center for, I don't know, 35, 40. I don't know.
This is what
I'm just saying.
Your words sound to me.
I'll believe Purdy gets $65 million a year when I see it. Yeah, that's all.
I got you. Yeah. But it sounds like you're going down a slippery slope of this roster so loaded for now, we could almost do it at the quarterback position by autopilot. And Trey Lance showed you, it was a few games. What did he start? 5 games?
Well, he couldn't play. He couldn't play. Brock Purdy can play. That is a given. Now, do you put him up with Mahomes? Do you put him up with Herbert? Do you put him up with Burrow? Put him up with Allen? Put him up with Hurts? If you do,
I'll put him up there with Hurts and Allen.
Then the decision's not going to be difficult. But I just
man.
I just don't think we ever really know what Kyle thinks about a guy.
We're going to find out. I know
in a year. We'll find out in a year. Yeah. Shaka's in Berkeley.
Our guy.
What's up, Shaka? How you doing, man?
Man, how you great gentlemen doing this afternoon, man? Happy Friday.
Shaka.
Hey, man, Guru, you gotta be careful, man. You ain't giving that man no $70 million, man. You just went to the Super Bowl. They couldn't score, man. They had 22 points on it. They couldn't get over the hump, man. They couldn't get a touchdown.
Shaka, real quick, and I'm going to throw it back to you.
Pedestrian. Remember, you've been using that word.
I'm not saying he deserves that, but why don't you call and tell me Jordan Love, who doesn't even have the skins on the wall of Brock Purdy, is about to be the highest paid? I'm just telling you, Steiny, and the listeners, it's the going market. That's all.
I just totally understand that, man. But Shanahan is a football genius, man. He was raised in football. His father was a great coach, won Super Bowls, man. He knows that he can't give this one man a handcuff his franchise like that. All these great players. They have 7 of the top players at each position. You got Williams, you got McCaffrey, the running back, you got the DB, the linebackers. You got the best linebacker in football with Warner. Greenwald's off the hook. He's tremendous. You got all these great players. The 49ers have a great team, and they have to win it. They have to win now. And if he doesn't win again, I have a team. I'm a fan of the Minnesota Vikings. We have lost 4 Super Bowls. That is nothing to brag about.
Good stuff, Shaka. Appreciate the call. $167 million of Tua's contract is guaranteed. 167.
That's generational, right?
167. We'll cut that in half with taxes.
Although he's in Florida.
He's in Florida.
Boy, it ain't cut in half.
Okay, let me.
Good God, man.
How about this? You continue to say, what more do you want? Purdy, got him to a Super Bowl, got him to an NFC champion. Okay, hypothetical right now, because you're going resume. If you had to pay 2 guys or free agents right now, who would you give more money to? Brock Purdy or C.J. Stroud?
C.J. Stroud.
Why?
Because I think he's
1-1 in the postseason,
but he's come
right?
out of college. He's hit the ground running, took his team in his first year to the playoffs. He was supposed to be better than Brock Purdy, and he's lived up to that year 1 in the NFL. So if you were to put him, C.J. Stroud, into this 49er system, I think he could do more than Brock Purdy. But that's no shade at Brock. But the reality is, partner, that's not what it is.
No, it is.
The captain of the Starship Enterprise for the Niners is Brock Purdy.
For now. But that's what I'm talking about. Like, if
But you don't have what's plan B for the Niners? And I know you know what I mean? That's
what's plan B for the Warriors? Something will arise, I believe.
But they haven't needed one forever because plan A, Steph and Clay and Dre were so good for so long.